Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. I wanted to sit here and just mellow, or should I say, I have sat here and just kind of looked at all the things that have happened over the weekend in reference to this Peach McIntyre attack, because Peach has literally attacked the Feeding Empty Little Tummies nonprofit. She has used their video as a way of trying to establish a level of dominance where she could, because she was unable to do so with the school. See, she went to the school stating that an issue dealing with her children was important, but however, she was faced with ramifications that could be dire for her, and so she backed down. So since she could not go into the school, attack the school, and act like a jackass, she chose to attack Feeding Empty Little Children, a non-suspecting business that has nothing to do with the fact that her kids were giving these bags. The video that Peach used was put up Friday. And quite frankly, it was put up in response to someone asking questions on their Facebook page. They do have a Facebook presence. Now, here's another thing, and people may have an issue with me bringing this up, but quite frankly, I don't care. Not only has Feeding Empty Little Children been attacked by the Peach Patch, but Feeding Empty Little Children has also been attacked by several people who claim they were trying to help. These people do not need to hear from us. We don't live in their communities. Nothing that we are doing out here is bringing help or resources to them. So all of these people reaching out to them, all of these people having things to say, it's very disheartening, and it's quite frankly awful that people took the time and effort to do that. Yes, we are commentary channels out here. We do talk about things that happen. And sometimes people do get involved where it's necessary. But we are not the parents of Gorgeous Underwood, nor are we the parents of Amazing. We know that Peach's son, McIntyre, has been removed. He is the child that's being homeschooled. I know a lot of people are confused by that because it was put out here by several different people that those kids are all out of school, which obviously we see that that's not true. That's why you haven't heard me talk about that, because if I can't prove it, I'm not going to say it. I don't come out here and just make up stories for the likes of clicking a view. I talk about things that are reaction worthy. And I did mention the issue with Peach and her kids, but then I sat back and looked at everything that was going on, which was a hot, wretched ass mess, unfortunately, for them. It's really sad, and I'm just going to be real about that those kids are caught up in the middle of this. What's sad is the fact that most of her kids are educationally deprived. Her kids go to school looking like they are unloved and definitely unkept. Also, Peach walks around looking like she lives in the most challenged low-income housing area in the state of Florida. That's how she looks. That's how her kids look. And I know that a lot of people want to say, well, Feeding Empty Little Children is just about food. That is not true. Feeding Empty Little Children, their mission statement is to put food in empty tummies. That is their mission statement. However, anybody who has any experience with nonprofits or even life in general know that sometimes For the greater good, you vary off the mission. You get into other things. Now, if we are to take the information that's been put out here and use it with deductive reasoning, we'd understand that um, Peach's kids may have been given those bags by accident, that it was other kids that wasn't home. So the teachers just made a in the moment decision to include Peach's children. They did not have a backpack, they only had a black bag. Apparently, from what's being put out there by the organization, is that the first time they encounter a child, they get a backpack. Every time thereafter, they'll be given food in a black bag that is closed up so other children won't know what's in there. Now, thanks to Peach McIntyre and everyone else who has drugged this shit to hell and back, we all know what's in there. So every child probably in the school at this point will know that any kid walking around with a black bag is some free food, thereby making an opportunity for kids to be bullied. Another thing is the way that Peach talks when she does these type of things. Like, she's really feeding her ego. And I don't know if people don't realize it, but they're helping her feed her ego by taking this situation and making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, it's really sad. But I say all of that, guys, to say just that I wanted to just give my thoughts just right off the top of my head, not necessarily going into detail the way I often do. But another thing that I wanted to mention that no one has seemed to mention, which definitely matters, although this organization is called Feeding Empty Little Tummies, they also get involved when it comes to children that are homeless, in threat of being homeless, children living in cars, children in what they feel is an impoverished situation, or there's a special class of people, basically people who can't afford their rent. You know, they're, I forgot what it's called, but anyway, at any given time, they can get even more behind on their rent and become homeless, but they're in threat of eviction. That is another subset of people that Feeding Empty Little Tummies tries to help. And quite frankly, that's all these people do, is try to help. They don't have personal connection for the most part with the kids, especially going through the school. They don't have that situation. And with that, this lady has been attacked all weekend by all sides and the likes of all types of people, just because she had the desire to open a business. And I really think that's awful. I think it's awful for anyone to have reached out to her. That is not the place of anyone but the school and the people who do business with them. I think it's awful that people, even if it was just to say something positive. Now, if you had a positive comment, the place for that is Facebook, on their Facebook page. You know, hey, what you're doing is a great thing, blah, 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 blah. And that would have been the place for that. But these people that are reaching out to them privately and getting all involved, y'all really doing too much. And yes, Peach is doing too much as well. I would have felt some type of way if my child was singled out in that way. But I would have asked the school about it. I would have tried to find out why my child fit the criteria of who they felt. And from that point, I would have probably taken the food if I didn't feel the need or that I needed it, and found somebody to give it to. And if I was a vlogger, I may have mentioned it on my channel, or maybe not. But when I went to the school where this happened at, to talk to the school about the situation with my children, whether I could record or not, that conversation would have been had, because the ultimate goal as a mother is to do right by your kids. The fact that she walked away because she could not exploit the situation tells us really how Peach feels about it. Peach don't really care. Peach was looking for an opportunity to try to get her views up from 8.5 million back to the 9.5 and up she's used to. She's not making money. She needed a viral moment, and she felt like this gave her the opportunity to do so. There have been people going around saying that she's going to be receiving charges and all of this stuff. Y'all, come on, y'all. I mean, if you can't prove it, if it's not actively happening, why create storylines to just have something to talk about? And I'm not speaking with anyone particular, but if it applies, let it fly. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. Peach was wrong for going to that school, acting a donkey, and recording it. She was wrong, but let me tell you guys what's not wrong. This isn't about her kids. This isn't even about Hungry Little Tummies. It's about Peach and her ego. Peach feels that she's privileged. If you guys paid attention to her video, she said that countless times in the thousands of videos she did dealing with feeding Empty Little Tummies. She took the information and she wanted you guys to hear countless times that her kids are privileged and that she has money, because she feels that means something. She feels it makes her someone special. And it was insulting to her to be treated common. It was hurtful to her to be treated as a commoner, as a person without, when she feels that she has, because we have absolutely no proof that Peach makes even the money that she says she makes. Let's be honest, when she did that video at Navy Federal, we don't have any proof that was that day. We never seen her with the actual money in her hand. We never seen her in a clip with the lady at the bank as she counted the money. We never seen her hand Peach the money. We never seen Peach get the money in her hand and then show her in the same clip with the lady at the bank. We never saw any of that. She made sure the last time that she went to the bank and committed an action of getting $20,000 or whatever the case may be, where did she go? Into the bathroom, the dirty, stinky bathroom. And I'm saying that symbolically, not literally. But she went in the bathroom and actually did a video with the money. She made sure that we knew that she had that at that moment. She didn't do that this time. Why? Who knows? Maybe she just didn't think about it, or maybe it was fabricated video. You have to realize when you are talking about people, you have to realize who you're talking about, and you also have to realize the content of their character. And Peach will lie. Peach has been known to be dishonest. She has taken things that don't belong to her. She has done the likes of all types of things. And because of those things that she's done, you can't take everything at face value. That's why I don't run behind her and talk about every little thing Peach puts out here, because the bitch lies. I'm just going to keep it real. And I have integrity. Not only in what I do, but I definitely try to have integrity in the things that I say. And those of you who frequent my channel know that. Anyway, guys, just to sum up the point of this video, number one, Peach has just did all she can to try to create a level of, I'm going to say, how can I say this? Okay, let me say it like this. She's done all that she can to try to create doubt in people who support this nonprofit and try to paint them as racist. That is actionable in court, especially if they can prove that there were more than just those 3 kids given those bags. And let's be honest, okay? My understanding is that there's over 1,200 kids in her school. 3% of 1,200 is definitely over 3 kids. Okay, so every child in that school was not singled out that was African American and given a bag. The other mother got a backpack. She is a single mother. I showed you guys who she was and what she had to say. She is a single mother. She works hard. She goes back and forth. And quite frankly, to look at her, you do feel that she comes from an impoverished situation. Although that very well may not be the case. When I saw her, that's how she presented to me. And I'm not being rude to her. I'm being real to you. Also, there may not be more than 3% of blacks, but there are definitely other minorities. And this is my question. Why does Peach feel that her kids being in a non-African American headed school makes it better? Let's be honest. I heard someone say, well, if they were having problems with the kids in school, and I heard Peach say this as well, they should have come to me. Now, if you guys pay attention and listen to Peach, especially commentary channels, you'll know that teachers for at least the last 3 years have come to Peach about her children, about their inability to get the work, about their needing help, about all the things. Peach just never cared to do anything about it. Everybody follows along with Peach's drama and they don't pay attention to the full picture. I do. Peach's kids Peach has been contacted on several occasions about her children. Why do you think she pulled McIntyre out of school? Because he's having trouble not only with speech, but he's having trouble with the reading and phonics. She is having him homeschooled because he is struggling in school. And that could have been enough to put her on this list. A lot of people are talking about her and that CPS visit that was within the last 90 days that she did ask for food. She did. And that could be an issue. Also, the fact that she's been evicted in the last 6 months could be a reason for her being put on the list. There are so many things that even sitting here trying to guess or pointing it out that this was the thing or that was the thing, it's almost senseless in my opinion. I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'd rather talk to you guys straight up, give you how I feel, and we discuss the facts. So I'm going to, at this time, conclude my video here. I really hate that feeding empty little children had to be attacked in the way that they have. And I feel like everybody who reached out to them, it was unwanted and attacked. If you had something to say about, hey, I think this is great what you're doing, you should have went to their Facebook. That's what it's for, so others can see and benefit from that. If you're not a parent or you don't have a child going to that school, really, I think it's awful if you did reach out, because that's not what they're there for. And you don't have a dog in the fight. If you're a commentary channel, you should talk about it. But quite frankly, that's about it. That's the point of us having a platform, is that we discuss our thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Not to go out here reaching out to people. As a matter of fact, I heard some people reached out to the school. Shame on you. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, maybe y'all can help me understand. If you guys are those people, I'd like to understand why you felt that was necessary. Not only that, why you felt you should do that. You are the person that should do that. Anyway, guys, we will continue the conversation in the comments about this. And we'll probably talk about it in our next live. But I just wanted to share my thoughts after watching a lot of information out here on social media. Thank you, guys. Be sure you like this video and hype me up.